Swung grooves can be a total nightmare for intermediate drummers when it comes to fills, and I'm going to tell you why and give you the solution. Imagine you're playing along with your band, the track's kind of swung and you're feeling good, and then you go for a fill and the timing just seems completely off and the whole thing turns into a complete car crash. The band turn around and look at you angrily and you think, why the hell didn't that work? It worked in the last song. If that sounds like you, this video is going to completely fix that problem for you and revolutionize your playing in swung environments. In this video, I'll give you 6 fills that'll be pretty simple to get down and we'll make sure that problem never happens again. I get a lot of messages from people who are in rock and blues bands about how their fills don't quite work all the time in that environment. A lot of the time, bands playing that type of music will often be playing quite swung stuff, and sometimes the drummers don't even realize it. 4 of the fills here are without doubles, so if you can't play doubles just yet, you're gonna be absolutely fine. And if you are a bit more advanced, there'll be something here for you too. All right, let's get into this. So to begin, we need to define what swung tracks are. Swung tracks and grooves are when your subdivision, the notes in between 1, 2, 3, and 4, are gonna be slightly late. They're gonna appear slightly later in time, and this sort of skipping feel, like an egg rolling down a hill, is going to be exactly what helps us define what makes something swung or not. The amount of swing is also going to be a factor, but for now, let's not worry about that. As soon as you hear it, you'll know the difference. I'm going to play a basic 16th note groove for you in 2-bar stints. The first 2 bars will be completely straight. The second 2 bars will be swung. Hearing the difference here and really understanding it is exactly what's going to help you recognize what a swung track is. So turn it up and listen close. Great, so now we know what we're talking about in this lesson. Let's have a look at some fills in the swung environment. All of today's fills start on the downbeat of 4, and I've made sure each one has a loud snare crack on beat 4. By keeping the backbeats alive, i.e. the 2 and 4, you'll make sure that no one stops dancing when you play these fills, and your band will be able to easily follow what you're doing and nail it without going out of time. Make sure you don't rush the fill and thus play the 4 early, or you'll defeat the whole point. Wait for the downbeat. That means for each fill, the time and the subdivision will be 4 and 4 and The first 3 fills will only be using single strokes. We'll then have a linear nugget or 2, and then we'll get to the advanced ones. All right, let's have a look at fill number 1. In 16th note triplets using single strokes, we have right, left, right, left, right, left. The first 3 notes will play on the snare drum. The next note, the left, will be on the rack tom, and the final 2 notes on the floor. Easy. I'll demo these for you at 50 BPM and 90 BPM. Obviously, you can play these a lot faster than that, but a lot of swung tracks, very generally speaking, are roughly in this tempo range. Fill 2 is probably my most used and always sounds great in this environment. We're going to keep the same structure here, i.e. single strokes and 16th note triplets, but all we're going to do is 2 per drum, i.e. snare, snare, rack, rack, floor, floor. Fill 3 is probably my other most used in this environment, and I often use it to finish, as you'll have seen in other lessons, longer phrases. Make sure to experiment with it. The sticking is the same again, with just playing snare, rack, and then 4 notes on the floor. Easy. So fill 4 is about injecting a little bit more panache into this, but keeping the vibe basically the same. You've seen me teach this before, but never in this way. The pattern is right, left, kick, kick, right, left. I want the first 2 notes as snare, snare, but you can try snare, rack, or anything else. Obviously then, kick, kick, and we will finish it with floor, snare. I want that final snare right at the end, the last note, super loud. Fill 5 is for when the track is a little bit softer. You still want this kind of roll vibe starting on the downbeat of 4, but you don't want to hit loads of toms and do anything too loud or crazy. Insert the paradiddle diddle. We'll play all the notes on the snare, and I just want that first one super loud on the backbeat of 4 and the rest really quiet. What we just did with the paradiddle diddle, also try with the 6-stroke roll. Ace, the final one for the day, is to do a little right, left, left kick action starting on beat 4. I want all the right hands nice and loud. That first right, the downbeat of 4, will be on the snare. I want the next right on the floor tom, and all the lefts nice and ghosted. Nice, I hope this has given you some ideas of what to do in the swung groove environment that won't derail the band and aren't too crazy and are easy enough to get down. If you want to extend these or make the fills longer, you can start them on beat 3 with a paradiddle diddle or single strokes, for example, and then end the phrase with any one of these that we've looked at today, and that'll sound great. Well done, and if you enjoyed this, please do sign up to my newsletter for updates and discounts.